Good morning, YouTube. What's going on? It's Dustin here, and if you're new to the channel, it's your first time stopping in, be sure to drop a like on this and hit that subscribe button for more truck-related content. Today we're looking at the 2014 High Country Silverado we've got here behind us. Just picked this truck up a couple weekends ago. Loving it, absolutely love it. It's awesome, and my only regret is I didn't buy it sooner. Yes, I save on depreciation though, right? Since it's 2014, it's 4-5 years old now, so save quite a bit on depreciation. But anyways, what I wanted to talk to you guys about, it's starting to rain on me a little bit, so we'll try to hurry this up. But what I want to talk to you guys today about is the lift kit or leveling kit, whatever you want to call it, on this pickup. So this pickup here has the Rough Country 3.5-inch leveling or lift kit. Now this is quite a bit different from the 06 that I had before, and if you guys want to see that, I believe it fit anywhere from the 99 to the 06 Silverado and the 07 Classic Silverado. This one's quite a bit different, and I installed the Rough Country leveling kit on my old pickup by myself, and it took me 4 or 5 hours, and I didn't have any power tools or anything like that. It just came with 4 shocks and Torsen keys and blocks in the back, and some U-bolts for the blocks. So it wasn't hard, it was just a little bit time consuming, especially not having a lift or power tools, but got the job done, and you don't even have to be really mechanically inclined to do it. Of course, that one was only a 2.5-inch lift. This one's quite a bit bigger of a lift. As you can see, me standing next to this pickup here, I'm just shy of 6 foot, and it's pretty tall. But anyways, so this one here comes with several different items, and if you're not pretty well off mechanically on how to fix things and whatnot, I'd recommend definitely taking it to a mechanic. It's going to cost you more, but it's going to save you a lot of trouble. So what I'm talking about is that you're going to get some spacers for the struts, and you guys probably won't be able to see it, but it's because it's dark. But right here there's a spacer, so you basically have to take this strut off, and it involves taking apart quite a bit of the front end here to get this strut lowered down and put this spacer in here. And also the kit comes with an upper control arm. You can buy it with or without the upper control arm. I think the price difference is about $250, but I would probably recommend getting the upper control arm because you're lifting it. It's gonna help increase your travel. If you don't, you may be hitting on that. So this one actually did. I didn't put this kit on by myself. It actually came on the pickup. I've done quite a bit of research on it because I thought if I got a pickup like this, I would want to do that. But luckily, I just happened to find one that already had this exact kit on it. So, like I say, in the front end, you've got the upper control arm that you want to put on, and you've also got the spacer for the strut. That's going to lift it 3.5 inches in the front. So that right there, taking apart the front end, that's quite a job in itself. But moving on down the line here, you get to your differential and your so what you have to do is take off the cross member down below there, and then you have to take the differential off because the differential has to lower in order to make the kit work. You put some spacers above the differential. Hopefully this wind noise isn't killing the audio, but whatever. Then you have to take your cross member and you have to cut on your cross member, which installing a lift, I really hate the thought of cutting anything. But luckily it's just the cross member. I mean, you can, if you wanted to restore it to factory, you could put your old one on, I think, without any issue, or you could buy a new cross member. It wouldn't be that bad. So you do have to do some cutting there. And then in the back end's pretty easy. You could do the back end yourself. I believe it's got 3-inch blocks and U-bolts, which you put on. I did that on my 06. It wasn't hard. And then of course you've also got the shocks, but the shocks aren't too bad either. So install the kit is a pretty big job. So that's why I would recommend taking this to a mechanic, knows what he's doing, and that way you don't screw anything up. You get everything tightened up like it needs to be, and then you're good to go and don't have to worry about it. So I would not recommend touching this yourself, guys. But the kit is pretty awesome. As you can see, makes this pickup look quite a bit better. It's got a lot better stance with that lift on it. But as you can see, it does make the pickup look quite a bit better lifted up. Even on a mild lift like this, you know, you could go bigger, but it's going to make it tougher to get in. Where this hits me when I open the door, keep in mind I'm about 6 foot. Of course, no running boards. I need to get some fashion. But I mean, right up here where the High Country logo is, that's hitting me about mid-thigh, so it's quite a jump in here. And like I say, I'm just shy of 6 foot. So it's a little bit of a jump to get in there, but I can give you guys kind of a walk around to look at it. Overall, looks pretty slick. The rough country kits, a lot of people, you know, are kind of hit and miss about it. Either you really like it or you really don't. But I mean, for the price, I really think they're a quality kit. You know, I had mine on my 06 Silverado for probably 3 years, and it never gave me any issues. And you know, a lot of people say, oh, it rides a lot stiffer, and it did ride a little stiffer because you're messing with the torsion keys. But I mean, the way I kind of looked at it was the shocks had 100,000 miles on them. They're factory shocks, so I replaced those with those rough country shocks, and I didn't think the ride difference was all that much worse. And same goes with this. I can't give you an expert opinion on how it rides compared to stock, but I did test drive a High Country prior to this one that was a 2014, so I got an idea, and it was all stock, so I've got an idea of, you know, what they should ride like. So keep in mind, the High Country doesn't come with the Z71, it's just the 4x4 package, so it rides a little bit better than a Z71 package. I mean, if you can tell the difference, I don't really know, but anyways, so it's got the 4x4 package, and the stock one that I test drove pretty good, pretty smooth, you know. I wasn't just blown away as compared to like to my 06. I wasn't just blown away by how much better it drove, but it did drive better, you know. I mean, about like, I guess what I expected. But once you put this 3.5-inch lift on here, how does the ride quality compare to stock? Honestly, it's pretty darn close to the same. And I mean, really logically, if you think about it, it is about the same, because the front struts, all you're doing is adding a spacer on top of them. You're not changing out the front struts. And the front end is where you're going to feel most of your bounce anyway, because that's where you're sitting. You're sitting closer to the front end. Now, the back end, we are changing the shocks out, which I would say these are probably closer to the Z71 package. They are more of an off-road shock. You can kind of see down in there, maybe. So it's a little bit different shock in the back, but, you know, an unloaded pickup in the back isn't going to ride good anyway. So ride quality is pretty darn close to stock. So I don't think that's a big concern. If you're thinking about switching to something like this, I wouldn't worry too much about it or get too upset about it, because your ride quality isn't going to suffer at all, I would really say. And you know, I think another thing that rough country kind of gets some crap sometimes is because, you know, you get these guys that are like these serious off-roaders that you know, beat their vehicles to death. Well, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't take this vehicle and beat it to death. You know, that's not its mission. It's my daily driver. The most it ever does is go down some dirt roads that be kind of washed out and whatnot. But other than that, I'm not taking this thing off jumps and whatnot. So the rough country kit is more than enough to get the job done. Quality parts, good crew that they got. So I don't have any problems with the kit, and I don't think you should either, unless you're doing serious off-roading like that. And if you are, then go ahead and get that more expensive kit, because it sounds like you probably got some dough to drop on it. Rough Country does, I believe, for this specific year model, have just some spacers for the front. So if you wanted just a true leveling kit that would make it even in the front with the back or closer to, you can get that, and it's quite a bit easier install. But you know, these newer year models, they had quite a bit more options for lifts. The lift that's on this pickup here will fit in 07 through, I think, all the way up to, I know, 2016, and it might work on the 2017 and 2018, I'm not sure. 2017 and 2018 on the half tons is whenever they came out with the redesigned headlights, the LEDs and kind of one bulb. So like I say, I don't know if it's going to work on those for certain, but I know for sure that this kit here will work on an 07 through 2014. So with all this information, why do people lift vehicles? Typically there's two reasons. Well, hold on, there's three that I can think of just off the top of my head. First one being ground clearance, so you get a little higher ground clearance. Second being looks. That's primarily the reason I do it. Third being is so that you can run larger tires. So that's probably the next question everybody's wondering is, how big of a tire can you run? I don't know how big you can truly run without cutting or trimming, but I can tell you this pickup here has 285 tires on it, which is right at a 33-inch. With no trimming, no modding of any kind other than installing the 3.5-inch leveling kit. And I mean, turning all the way inside and outside, and even with some bouncing of the suspension, does not rub at all. So that's not an issue at all. So you can definitely fit 33s, And just based off the space, I think you could probably fit 35s even without rubbing. But I don't know that for certain. Here, let's hop in the pickup and turn the wheel all the way so we can kind of see how much space that we've got. Well, I tell you, the electronic steering of this pickup is awesome. It makes it so easy to turn. So, I don't know if you could run 35s actually. You can see right here, I mean, it's pretty close. So I'm gonna say no, sorry about that statement, no 35s. It's running pretty close here, but you can see there's no rubbing. Even with some suspension travel, like I say, there's no rubbing. So let's turn it all the way the other way so you guys can see what we're looking at. And even all the way over here, you know, we've got two skinny fingers anyway with space here and no rubbing whatsoever. So as you can see, it's not bad at all. Cooper, you licking the grill? Does it taste pretty good? But as you can see, I mean, looks good. 33-inch tires, 20-inch wheels with the 3.5-inch level on it. Pretty sharp. Definitely give your truck a new, aggressive, nice look. So if that's what you guys are looking for, this is definitely the kit for you. So be sure to leave a like on this video if you like this white diamond color on this High Country. I really like it. I wasn't so sure about it. I'm kind of a fan more of the Summit white as opposed to this diamond white, but when it's cloudy out, definitely has an off-white color, and then whenever the sun hits it, really pretty. So I'm glad I went with this color, and really nice too because it stays pretty clean. You can see down here that we have been traveling quite a bit on some dirt roads and whatnot, but overall the truck looks pretty clean, and Cooper loves it because he's got lots of room in the back seat. And here comes the other little one. What's he doing out here? So with all the information that you've now got in this video, if I forgot something, please leave a comment down below. I'll help answer best I can any questions that you might have about this. Only other thing that I'm thinking I might have forgot is the price range. You can find this anywhere from, if you get it without the control arms, that is an option. You can pick it up for I think like 250 bucks. If you get it with the control arms, you're running closer to 500. And then of course the cost, you know, free if you're doing it yourself, which I don't recommend, or you know, I would say just depending on what your local mechanic runs, you know, you could easily add another 500 bucks there. So for doing it right, you're probably looking at $1,000 to get the job done. But overall, it does look very clean, very nice. Very good job, Rough Country. Okay guys, if you found all the information in the video helpful, please hit that like button, and if you like this pickup and like this sort of content, be sure to subscribe down below. We're gonna have lots more of it. It's gonna be super fun, super good time. I'm sure you guys are gonna enjoy it. And like I say, if you got any other questions, leave those down below, and I'm sure either I can help you out or somebody else can as well. Thanks for taking the time to watch, guys. Talk to you soon.